try it one more time. Hey, bulldogs, get your paws and claws up.
Oh, yeah, Moose's went up right away.
Kendra's ready. Sir Prince is ready. I see you, Samaya. Don't miss it, Alondo. Go, bulldogs, go. You say it.
Go, Bulldogs, go.
Bulldogs, it's time for Read Aloud. And I know we're learning all about landforms on planet Earth. So today we're going to read this cool book called Pinecone and Penguin, and keep an eye out for how forests and glaciers are the same and different. Check it out, though. I know before we read our story, we always have to warm up our brains by singing about the parts of the book. I wonder who's going to get their title fingers up the fastest.
Oh.
It could be Alondo. It might be Sir Prince.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Musa's ready to go. Come on, Kendra. Come on, Samaya. Get your title fingers up. Woo! You did it. The title is the name of the book. The author writes the words. The illustrator draws the picture, and that is what I heard. That was fantastic. I saw Sir Prince and Alondo, Kendra and Samaya and Musa all participating. I love it. All right, big kids, remember, we're keeping an eye out in our story for how glaciers and forests are the same or different. It's going to be really important for what happens, so get ready. The title of our book is Penguin and Pinecone. One day, Penguin found an object, a curious object. He looked down. What's this? Whoa, okay, so Penguin just found something on the landform where he lives. Bulldogs, here's my question. What observations can you make about the landform where Penguin lives?
Oh,
I see Kendra, she's got her binoculars up. She's ready to check. Sir Prince is looking. All right, gotta check in with my friend, Sir Prince. Hey, Sir Prince, look. Sir Prince, look. Sir Prince, what do you notice about the landform where Penguin lives? What do you see?
A pine cone, but it has legs.
It has a pine cone, and the pine cone almost looks like it has legs. What is the pine cone on? Can you see what it's sitting on?
Probably some fighting.
Probably some what?
A fighting. Wait, they're not fighting.
It looks like you're really noticing these lines underneath the pine cone. They could be legs or a spider, but actually, I think it's just the shadow of the pine cone. Sir Prince, look at all this white stuff, though. What do you think all this white stuff is, Sir Prince?
Snow.
Snow? Hang on a second. So what do you know about the place where Penguin lives?
It's cold and it's itchy.
It's so cold. You think you might be itchy? We'll see. We'll see. Let's keep reading to find out. It was the penguin inspects this brown object. Hold it up, Bulldog, so you can see it. Inspect your brown object. Too brown to be a snowball. Samaya's inspecting her brown object. Too hard to be food, and too prickly to be an egg. But he heard a little noise coming out of the pine cone. It said, brrr. Uh-oh, just like Sir Prince told us, it's very cold there. So Penguin says, whatever you are cold. Penguin got busy. Knit one, purl two, knit one, purl two. And the little pine cone down here, he's shaking. Uh-oh, he's feeling super cold. Wait a minute. Samaya, can you see what's on this pine cone now?
Scarf.
A scarf. Who made that scarf, Samaya?
Like he was a penguin was wearing it.
Penguin was knitting it or weaving it. You're right. So Penguin made a scarf for his new friend. Samaya, great deduction. Please kiss your brain, big kid. Bulldogs, he made a scarf for his new friend, and Penguin loved his new friend. They did all kinds of fun things together. Woo! They went sledding. Whee! They played catch. until one day Penguin heard the little pine cone go, achoo! Can you guys sneeze like that little pine cone? Achoo! Oh, Kendra was sneezing, Sir Prince was sneezing, Alonda was sneezing. Uh-oh, thought Penguin. What's wrong with my friend? The Penguin asked his grandpa. Grandpa said, it's too cold here. Pine cones belong in the forest, far, far away. He can't grow big and strong on the ice. Hang on a second. Musa, what's the problem here? What's the problem?
The penguin wants to keep the pine cone if it can grow, but it has to go somewhere else. It's sneezing. Achoo! Achoo!
Hang on a second. So Musa told us that the penguin wants to keep the pine cone. And where does the penguin live, Musa?
On the ice.
On the ice. We call that ice a glacier. What do we call it, Musa?
Snow.
Yep. And another word for that ice and snow is glacier. You say it.
Glacier.
Glacier. So the penguin has the pine cone on the glacier and he's so cold. But Musa, where does the pine cone need to be?
Forest or something?
Maybe in the forest? We're gonna have to find out. Okay, let's see. Good morning, Madison. We're so glad you're here, big kid. We're about to move to the next page. Penguin sighed. Bulldogs, can you sigh with disappointment like that penguin? Oh, he's so disappointed. I'd better take you home, Pinecone. Penguin packed his sled for the long journey. The wind pushed hard, but Penguin pulled even harder. Finally, the forest. They went from the glacier to the forest. Pinecone, you're home. Hey, Alondo, I saw you raising your hand. Alondo, where does the pinecone live?
In the snow, in the snow.
I know the penguin lives in the snow on this glacier, but the pinecone couldn't live there. It was too cold. Where does the pinecone live?
Beside the trees.
Beside the trees. We call this area with a lot of trees a forest. What do we call it, Alondo?
Forest. I gotta pee.
A forest. I love it. If you want to go to the bathroom, go ahead, buddy. Bulldogs, Penguin worked so hard to get that pine cone all the way home. Penguin made a cozy nest for the pine cone out of the softest pine needles he could find. Bulldogs, let's make a cozy nest for our friend the pine cone. Kendra, help! Oh, it looks like Samaya's already making that nest. Pick up your pine needles, Bulldogs, and pile it up. Pile it up into a nice cozy nest. Musa's making his nest. Samaya's making her nest. Sir Prince, show me how you make your nest. Oh yeah, big kid. The day grew hotter and hotter. Hang on a second. Samaya, what's the temperature here in the forest?
Hot.
It's really hot. So what's different about the temperature on the glacier and the pine cone?
So the pine cone don't like hot, but he likes a little bit cold and a little bit of hot.
I see. So it sounds like the pine cone likes it when it's a little bit cold and a little bit hot, maybe like the forest. But hang on a second. Samaya, where does the penguin like it? Does the penguin like it in the forest or on the glacier where it's cold?
It's cold.
Oh, it likes it on the glacier when it's cold.
And penguins live there. Lot of penguins.
You're right, Samaya. Lots and lots of penguins live on the glacier.
Like big.
Like that many penguins. You're right, Samaya. Hey, Bulldogs, what we're noticing here is that on one landform at the forest, it's pretty warm. And the penguin doesn't like it, but the pinecone does. And then the other landform, the glacier where it's cold, the penguin likes it, but the pinecone doesn't. Let's keep reading to see what happens. Whew! It was too hot for the penguin to stay. Goodbye, Pinecone, Penguin said. You will always be in my heart. Bulldogs, can you show me a heart? Show me a heart for that Pinecone. Samaya's showing the Pinecone
Moose's
some love.
showing it.
So's
So
Moose.
is their
So's your
print.
Kendra, you try. Show us how you make that heart. Alondo, welcome back. Show us how you make that heart. The penguin's got to go back home. And hang on a second. Kendra. Hey, Kendra. Kendra, can you hear me, big kid? Kendra. Kendra, do you think this penguin is going to go to the Pinecone? Sorry, is this penguin going to go live in the forest or the glacier? What do you think, Kendra? Kendra, do you think it's going to live in the forest or on the glacier? Kendra's still thinking about it. She's still thinking about it. I like how you sat down and refocused, Kendra. Good work. Let's see. Where is this penguin going to go? He went back home to his glacier. Time passed, and the penguin is thinking about his friend Pinecone. And passed, well, and he's thinking about his friend Pinecone. And passed. He's still thinking about his friend Pinecone, and he wants to know. He said, had Pinecone grown big and strong like Penguin had? Pinecone wanted to know. Alondo, where does the penguin have to go to find the Pinecone? Can you hit unmute, Alondo?
It's already on mute.
Oh, good work. Alondo, right now the penguin is at his home on the glacier, but he wants to go find the Pinecone to see if he grew. Where does that Pinecone live?
At the snow.
The penguin lives on the snow at the glacier, but the Pinecone lives in the
Trees.
the trees called the forest. What's it called, Alondo?
Forest.
A forest. Okay, let's see. Let's see if he can go visit his friend Pinecone. Penguin set off to the forest to find out. Wait a minute. He got there and he looked. What? Pinecone? He said. Hang on a second. Sir Prince, what happened to the Pinecone? Sir Prince, can you see what happened to the Pinecone?
He grew.
He grew. What did he grow into, Sir Prince?
Into a little pine cone like this.
He was a little Pinecone in the past, and then he grew and he grew and he grew. This is him right here.
Now he's a giant.
He's a giant tree. What is he?
A giant tree.
Ding, ding, ding. Sir Prince kept thinking, and he didn't give up. I love it. Welcome back, Winter. Sit up, big kid, so you can participate. Good work, Winter. Now, I have to know from my friend Musa. Hang on. Musa, can you help us? I remember we said we were going to be looking for how a glacier and a forest were different. Can you tell me, why do you think the Pinecone didn't grow on the glacier?
Because there was no soil for it to grow in.
Oh, there was no soil for it to grow in on the glacier. Because what are glaciers made of again, Musa?
Snow.
Snow. Now, Musa, what's different about the forest? Why could the Pinecone grow in the forest, Musa?
Because there was some soil for it to grow in.
There was some soil. And what was the temperature like in this forest, Musa? Say it again.
45 degrees.
You think it was about 45 degrees? That sounds not too hot and not too cold, Musa. Great temperature to grow. Musa, kiss your brain. You just did a great job explaining how the glacier and the forest were different. Gotta check in with my friend Sir Prince. Hey, Sir Prince, I see you raising your hand. What's up, big kid?
I see a person in the picture.
You see a what in the picture?
A person.
A person. You know who it is? It's penguin. Should we see what penguin does, Sir Prince?
Yeah.
All right, let's check it out. Great observation, Sir Prince. I love it. Here we go. Penguin ran up to his friend and gave him a big hug. Bulldogs, give that big pine tree a big ol' hug. Hug, 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 hug. Pinecone! Penguin and Pinecone played and played. Penguin was sad. Pinecone was sad to see Penguin go, but the forest is no place for a penguin. It's too hot. Penguin and Pinecone may have been far apart, but they have always stayed in each other's hearts. Alondo, I see you raising your hand. What do you notice, Alondo?
It's a star and a tree and the way to go and then gonna cheat is put the tree all in the lap and went somewhere and went to the playground.
You're right. It's kind of like going to the playground when they were playing in that tree. And now it's time for Penguin to go home to his glacier. Until one day, the little girl looks down on the glacier. What does she see on the glacier, Alondo? Oh, he muted.
There he goes.
Alondo, what does she see on this glacier?
Wonder.
Yeah, can you see? What is this on the glacier? What is sitting here like it was at the beginning of the story? Is this a rock or a pine cone?
Pine cone.
A pine cone. You got it, buddy. It's a pine cone. And the other little penguin sees it. He knows just what to do. The words say, when you give love, it grows. Bulldogs, where did they take that pine cone? Samaya, do you know? Where did they take that little penguin's pine cone?
Like in the snow.
They took it to the snow. And what is this place right here where all the trees grow? What do we call it?
We call it trees and snow.
Trees and snow. We call it a forest. What do we call it, Samaya?
A forest.
A forest. And you made a great observation there, Samaya. You noticed something was happening on the trees here that also happened on the glacier. What's falling down?
A tree.
The trees aren't falling down. Look at the picture. What's falling from the sky, Samaya?
A ball.
Little balls. What are these little balls made of, Samaya?
They made of snow.
Ding, ding, ding. Samaya found a connection between the snow on the glacier and the snow falling in the forest. Samaya, kiss your brain, big kid. I love it. That is the end. Today, Bulldogs, during our read aloud, we focused on glaciers and forests. And as we go on today, we're going to talk even more about them. But for right now, let's clap some words for our story. Bulldogs, get those hands up so we can clap it. Let me see. Who got their hands up? Come on, Kendra. Come on, Sir Prince. Samaya, you got it. Yes, Alondo. Bulldogs, clap. Glacier. You do it.
Glacier.
Yes. Clap. Forest.
Forest.
Great work, Kendra. I see you clapping. Clap. Snow.
Snow.
Good. And read aloud is all done. Let's do our shake break and then we're going to move on. We got to stand up for this one. Miss Laura's going to stand up too. Stand up, Bulldog. Stand up. Samaya, stand up. Alondo stood up. Moose is standing up. Winter, can you hear me? Stand up, Big Kim. Come on back, Sir Prince. Here we go.
Healthy music for a child's heart, body, and mind.
Let's do it, Bulldogs.
I love the mountains.
Yeah, ready.
I love the mountains, I love the rolling hills, I love the flowers, I love the daffodils, I love the fireside when all the lights are low. Boom-de-yada, 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 boom. Boom-de-yada, 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 boom. I love the ocean, I love the open sea, I love the forest, I love the bumblebees, I love the stars at night when the moon is shining bright. Boom-de-yada, boom-de-yada, boom. Boom-de-yada, 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 boom. Boom de-ada, boom de-ada, boom de-ada, boom. Boom de-ada, boom de-ada, boom de-ada, boom. I love the sunshine, I love the butterflies, I love the wind blow, I love the river flow, I love the city lights when the day turns into night. Boom de-ada, boom de-ada, boom. Boom de-ada, boom de-ada, boom de-ada, boom. I love the daisies, I love the sugar peas, I love the meadows, I love the summer breeze, I love to walk on by with my head up in the sky. Boom de-ada, boom de-ada, boom. Boom de-ada, boom de-ada, boom de-ada, boom. Boom de-ada, boom de-ada, boom de-ada, boom. Boom de-ada, boom de-ada.